My name is Trinh Nguyen, and like she said, I'm her mom.
Yep, the original golden sheep.
Yeah, the original one.
Welcome to another episode on the Golden Sheep podcast with me, Dr. Mama Nguyen. And today we have an extremely important special guest, my mom, who's the OG Golden Sheep. I've talked a lot about my experiences being and growing up as an Asian American girl. And a lot of times it was really tough. I fought my parents a lot, especially my mom, but I never actually took the time to sit down and interview her, getting her full perspective like I do with all my guests on this channel. And so I thought instead of just doing that, I would also share this conversation with you all today. So without further ado, who are you?
Hello, everyone. And thank you for bringing mommy here.
Oh, you're emotional. So
I know. Okay, my name is Trinh Nguyen, and like she said, I'm her mom.
Yep, the original golden sheep.
Yeah, the original one. My name is Trinh Nguyen. I came here in 1986 through the refugee program. Come to USA legally, and since then I live in Houston, Texas, until now.
Refugee from where?
From Vietnam.
Which part of Vietnam?
Yeah, I came from Saigon, Vietnam.
So South Vietnam.
Yeah, the South Vietnam, very South.
Yeah. Interesting. So your story started from very far away. Then you came here, started a life. Of course, I was born here.
Yeah.
And what do you do for a profession?
I have my own business. Actually, when I went to school, I learned about accounting. I have half more year to finish my bachelor degree, but then you came along. So I put everything on hold because I want to spend time with you. So I plan to stay home with you for 3-4 years until you kind of like a little running around, bigger running around, so you can talk and you tell me what's going on if I send you to the daycare. But then during that time, I was lucky that I create my own business. And it's just like that. It went by very fast. By the time I just thinking about return school, all my credit is gone. And also, when you start grade school, I can, with my own business, I can pick you up, drop you off, and stay with you after school and helping you with homework and feeding you with, snack and all that after school. So I just feel great. And I decide to continue my business.
So we talk a lot on this channel about when you plan for life so far, but you only can plan that far because life changes and you never planned on starting a business.
No.
And you actually never even planned on having me the time that I came.
Everything is surprise. But it's a good surprise.
So we noticed that you were really emotional coming on this channel. Walk us through what you were feeling when we did the introductions.
Well, first of all, I never ever think you follow my footsteps, create your own business.
I didn't either.
Yeah, because I just thought you go to school, finish school, you go to work from 9 to 5. And I don't think you're capable to do business because too much thing going on to become your own boss. So did it, wow. But like you said, we cannot plan our life and nothing is for sure. And whatever happened to me, it turned out great. So I'm thinking everything happened for a reason. So maybe whatever happened to you turned you into that path. It's the reason for it.
I'm also equally surprised as you that I am here as a business owner because that wasn't part of the plan.
Yeah.
Not at this timing. I think maybe far out. I wanted to do private practice, but not in the way and in the time frame that I'm doing it now. And for sure, would you ever imagine I'm interviewing you on a podcast with lights and professional cameras and all that?
No.
Yeah.
Never, ever.
So it got you emotional that you saw that I was following a similar life path as you?
Yeah, it's just like me. I'm almost done with school. You know, so I have half more year to finish my accounting degree. But then it turned out after that, I become the business owner and successful one. You know, I make good money. I have time for you. I have time for family. So it's not bad at all. So it doesn't mean like, yes, you have to plan, you have to try hard, but you will take whatever your life, your fate. Yeah, and happy with that, and should go on.
You came here through a refugee program, as you mentioned. You made a stop in a country for a few months before landing in the U.S.
Yeah, because at that time we cannot go straight from Vietnam to USA because the conflict. So we have to go to the third country, which is I stay in Philippines for 6 months in a camp. In that camp, they teach you, you know, like what is the life in America, which is really good. At first, we should against it because we should want to go straight to USA. We start our life. But then in that 6 months, you know, we see the video, and then they stick it English, they stick it how the life is in US. So we kind of have like the concept, okay, that's how you live. And that helped a lot. That helped out a lot.
Yeah. You got here. You didn't even actually land in Texas originally. You went to New Jersey first, right? Or did you go straight to Houston?
We went straight to Houston.
So
and we stayed here.
Was that great grandmother that came to New Jersey first?
My grandma go up, I forgot, but somewhere up north.
Okay.
But she couldn't. My uncle and my grandmom they couldn't stand the weather.
Yes,
so they
cold.
moved to Houston. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you flew from the Philippines after being there for 6 months to here. You were working and going to school as an accounting major.
Yeah.
But then, of course, life brought you to being a business owner. And which industry do you work in?
Fashion.
And we'll have an entire episode on her career, which is really interesting. And maybe we'll talk about it a little bit today too. Yeah. But so I wanted to share this conversation because, like I said, I'm getting life perspective on many different stories and different people. But, you know, I think a lot of people who grew up like me, like a blended Asian American household, they listen to my story. That's one perspective of that story. But then what about the Asian mother perspective?
It's hard. It's very hard to raise you guys because we grow up in different culture, and it's almost the opposite with Western culture. Now, and so we have to kind of adapt what we see with what we like be raised.
Because how old were you when you landed in Houston, Texas?
21.
Yeah, you had over 2 decades of that culture.
Yeah, but like in Asia, 21, you're not totally adult. You're still under your parent guidance, controlling all of that because financially you still depend on them. And that is our culture, all way obedient, you know, cannot. Adult is 100% right. Because they live longer. They have more experience in life. Yeah, they're wiser. Sometimes it's not, but that's the way it is. So I get used to that. So when I have raise you in different culture, it's very hard because something in like Western way to raise the kid, I don't agree. So, and then 20-something years in Vietnam, the way that my grandparents raised me, the way that my parents raised me, it's totally different with this. So I try to adapt with that, but sometimes, you know, whatever in your blood is still there. And Asian parents have one problem. It's too protective. And everything they think really far, they kind of stress themselves out to protect you guys.
Yeah.
And I think another, that is from because because Asian parents love their kids so much, and sometimes they forgot to listen to the kid.
Do you think
to
Asian
understand the kid?
Because you're of course you're Asian, but you also are an immigrant in this country. Like you came, you fought, you knew a little bit of English, but you came here with nothing. Nothing, right? So there was more of that pressure, and I could see where that anxiety of like, we have to make it.
Yeah.
I'm wondering how different it would be for an Asian parent living in Asia. Do you think that they're still as stressed as you were, the pressure?
They still stressed, but they're not as much as we are here. Because the name of like people in home country, like in Vietnam, they think over here is the heaven. So you live here, you raise your kid here, your kid have to be a lot better than the kid in Vietnam.
Because we have more resources.
Yeah, you have more resources, you have more chances, opportunity, and parents have more money. So you have to turn out a lot better.
So because you came here, you almost had more pressure to say like, we can't fail now because we have all of these extra stuff.
So that's why, and like a lot of kids in Vietnam, they don't have opportunity like you guys. Go to school, learn this, learn that. A lot of people have money, yes, but still a lot of people very poor. So that way, the way that we see that, we say we have a chance. Our kids have a chance. Why cannot we push them to use that chance, opportunity to be successful, so they will have a better life, that we don't have. So that's why that's the problem. We cannot call it a problem, but that is in our generation, because you don't have to worry about things. You go to school, do best in school, whatever you want, we give it to you. And that's what we did to you. All we want is to go to school, study hard, become something to make parents proud. But mainly, it's not just make us proud, but make your life better. That is our goal.
Yeah.
But sometimes we try to achieve the goal, but we try it in a little bit different or the wrong way or whatever. So sometimes it turns out not like the way we want.
Yeah. I think the importance of education is such a huge part of our culture.
Yes.
It's not even something we find. It's like culturally, school is like sewed into that. Why do you think that is maybe we can't speak for every Asian group, right? It's so wide, but for Vietnamese people specifically.
For us, we believe that we should give our kids the education. Because with education, you can move on in life, because no one can take that away from you. But if we left you with a lot of money, people can take away from you. So that's why we think should give you the best we can give you is education. And from there, you use that education to do whatever. You can do business, you can go to work for someone, 9 to 5 and just relax. That's what your choice later. But our responsible have to push you, make sure you stay in school and do very good. Because if you do good and you go to a better college, and when you come out of the college, then you get a better job.
Yeah.
So
it sounds like the way you're describing it reminds me of a passport. Education is your passport to going to so many more places than just being stuck in the bubble. Yeah. So what do you think was the hardest time of being my parent? Where were the toughest years?
Ask me again.
So what was the hardest time for you to be my mom?
Oh.
Like, was it like elementary school?
Your middle school.
Middle school, not high school? Middle school.
Yeah. When you're almost done with middle school.
Okay.
Yeah, because at that time, you don't have a lot of friends.
Yeah.
And then you kind of you hate to be Asian, especially Vietnamese. And you spoke up. So that's what it's really hard for me to accept that. Because I want you to be proud that you are Asian. because there are a lot of Asian successful out there, and I'm proud of my culture. Some of the culture we have need to be changed, but some of our culture it's really good. So that really sad to hear the kid, my own kids say that I hate to be whatever you are, so that really sad. So I just try to figure out why it happened, why she feel that way. But at that time, it's still, I was different what I'm today.
Yeah.
And the Asian culture is still too strong in me. And the pride to be the Asian, especially Vietnamese, is really strong until now. But I kind of like ease it a little bit, and I can see that through your growing. And I can see that it's not always like that. And then I see the kid. I have a lot of friends, so I see all their kid growing, went through a lot of problems, and lived here long enough, so I can say that. And I realize that Western culture, they have some good thing too.
I mean, just like anything. Good, bad.
So that's why I keep saying, like, I want to make the Asian and Western together and shake it really hard.
Like a cocktail.
Yeah, and then we will have perfect combination. So that I mean, I have to admit that Western culture have the good thing too. It's not just Asian.
I'm very surprised you said middle school, because I thought that you would say high school, because I remember nearing the end of high school, I did fine in high school. I didn't do bad at all. I did fine. But for Asian culture, typically fine is not good enough. You have to be excellent, because you guys always said, like, you don't have to worry about food on the table. Your job is just to be a good student. So that's it. And so you have to do that. And so I think in high school, I thought that was the time that was hard for you, because I didn't graduate excellently. I wasn't going to an Ivy League.
It's hard, but it's not hard like when you're in 8th grade. When you're in 8th grade, you talk back a lot. You start to stand up on your feet. Use voice of your opinion and all that. It's hard because Asian parent doesn't like kid talk back. So that is really hard. I said, oh my God. So she started acting right now.
The teenage years.
Yeah, teenager year. And then I know that's going to happen, but I thought you would do that in like 10 or 11th grade. But it's not in 8th grade, so you already start doing that. So we have the hard time communicate because I can't stand that the kid and some attitude that like American kids do that I have to get used to it. Like if I ask you something, you said, I don't know, and you're moving your shoulder. Oh, I hate that. But now I don't care.
The good old teenage years.
Yeah, but like before that, it get on my nerve. So those things, like I live here long enough, so I get easy with that, and I accept that because that they didn't mean to be not polite or whatever.
It's part of the
that's
stage.
The way it is, So hopefully my grandkids later won't have problem with me.
So when you look back on like how you parented me up until now, over 3 decades of being a parent to somebody, what would you say? If I could do it again, I would do it the same way. What would you have done again the same?
To force you to do good in school.
So that would be the same. Like you would still be just as intense about school.
Yes. But I will listen to you more.
Listen about what?
Like for example, you pick to go to the cross country, running in the cross country. I should let you do that. Like support you more. Like instead of always give you a hard time, like you better do good in the exam before you run. And then sometimes I say, try run straight to the hospital. So though it because I'm just focused on your education. But I forgot like you have to have life, you have to enjoy, you have to blend in with your friend. So and then I wish that I can let you play more with your friend, like stay at their house, like more socialize with your friend. Then just focus on study, and then on the weekend go to piano, to teacher, we tired too.
Yeah.
We should tired, but then we're afraid like if you have free time, you hang out with American kids and you get spoiled and you don't do good in school. So, but we forgot you are a kid. You need your free time, wild time, but you don't have that. And another thing that I felt bad because you don't have siblings. So if you don't have siblings, you're the only child. You need to have more friends to live happy. Like it's not just always practice piano, do homework. So.
Yeah. Well, lucky. I mean, I did have friends. I mean, I wish I could have gone out more with them and because piano took up so much time.
Yeah.
But I also luckily had a cousin that was around my age that had the same like parallel journey as me too. So you would keep the strictness of school.
Yes.
But you would change being a little more loose with doing other activities.
Yes, I will, like, for example, in the grade school, I was still doing that. But when you step into college, I should step back.
You did though.
I didn't do it at first. So I forced you to become accountant. So you took those classes and waste your time. So you in business department for one semester. So that's a waste of time. And when you want to become the professor, I talk you out of it. So
but I still did it. Or I still went that career path.
So those things, if I didn't stop you or didn't, persuade you out of that path, then it will be shorter for you.
Maybe, maybe not. We don't know because I still did it anyways.
So, and then I should consider your personality to the career that I give you advice because you're not good with number. So that is just a waste. And then you're not good with, at first I want you to become pharmacist, remember?
I was a farm major.
I think it's that easy job of that. But then when you come home and then you told me, say, that's a boring job. All I do is counting medicine every day. And I said, oh yeah, see, not that. So, so it's like, I think when you guys after 18, the parents should let you guys do what you want. We still be beside you.
Yeah.
But let you choose what you want, let you fail, and then you will stand up and learn from that. But you always next to them.
Yeah.
In case then they fail really hard.
Right.
You grab them and pull them. But let them fail, they have to learn from it. Because if you baby them too much, when anything happens to you, they will lose.
Right. Yeah.
So so that the thing that but lucky you didn't lost your direction. But I feel bad because I get involved too much.
I don't think so. I think in college you like took a step back, like you weren't checking my grades but that's the funny thing is as soon as you weren't checking my grades nonstop, I started being paranoid about my grades. Because I think the moment when I realized like, hey, I think maybe I want to be a professor and that requires grad school. That means you have to have good grades to get into grad school. So I was really serious about schooling then more than ever. And I think when I finally picked what I liked, I think that was when the success started coming with scholarship. I never got scholarship before. And then suddenly I was able to pay for all of my master's degree and PhD. Yeah. So what did you think when I told you, okay, like I think now after Texas Children's, I want to be a child psychologist or I want to work in healthcare, but being a psychologist. What were your thoughts?
It's shocking.
Why?
Because you don't like it.
Oh, yeah.
You don't like it at all. And I thought, ooh, so she's treating the kid.
But that's the interesting thing is you don't have to like kids to work with. I mean, I don't hate kids, but it's not like I play with kids, like you know what I mean? But, when you study children, like the pediatric focus is different.
The thing that make me and your dad changing our mind, let you go on with become psychologist, because like when you came home, you talk about your field. You talk about it and and then we both just like after done talking to you, then we both say like, this was she belong, where she belong. So let her do it. Because the way that when you talk, you in it. You know, you really emotion, you really like put your heart in it. So we see that. We say, oh, so that's it.
Yeah.
So we let you do whatever.
I think you're giving so many good advice for people going through this, but then also people like parents going through this with Asian American, or not even Asian American, just anyone with a different culture from your own child.
Yeah.
So this is a great place to start the questions from the people. They have questions for you. Okay, so Ellie from San Antonio, Texas said, parenting is hard. Of course, I think you kind of answered this, but specifically, how do you think being Asian made you the parent that you are? Not just then, you talked about then, but today.
When
like you now are an Asian mom. You even said you changed. So how does you being Asian impact the way you parent still? Because like say a Latin mom may parent differently because they're Latin culture.
Well, I think I am different than 30 years ago or even 20, 50 years ago. It's because I interact with people. I see a lot of case. I see a lot of story, the sad story, happy story from people I know. I think from that experience and then through you, I'm different because I think I should listen. And because I think when you were little, I think parents should always, it not be control, but always be guardian, you know, helping and guiding you. But after you're 18, you totally grown up and let you fail, let you do all that. So that's why you should listen to them more. And if you listen to them more, they will come to you more. Yeah. So I think, and I didn't do that when you turn 18.
And you know, I think that's an interesting point that you brought up, because I think the more you listen, the more they feel like you're on their side, and they will come to you. And if you want to guide your kid, that's the if you want to guide more, that's the way to guide more. You can be more involved that way too.
Yeah, like in high school, we cannot talk more than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, but now you can, last night you talked to me until 3 a.m. You know, so that it become listen. So you tell me like what's going on with your business, what you plan to do. Yeah. And I still put my input, but I just, the way that I say it, I'm more like, just, I think maybe you should do that. But I don't tell you like you should do that. Like when you under 18 or when you're in college. Right. You know, so the way that I use the word now to you, it's different because I respect whatever you choose, whatever you do. Yeah. Of course, you're still younger than me. You still don't have life experience than me. So instead of I said, you should do this, you should do that, you know, I would say, mommy think you should do that, or think twice before doing that, or how about if he asks you that, you know, so those things, that's my advice, but the way that I give advice is different.
But your culture is still your culture. So how do you think that, if you think of culture like sunglasses, how do you think the Asian sunglasses
help? A little bit dark.
Yes, a little bit dark. How do you think that it helps you see parenting now as your kid is like in their 30s?
Like parent.
So the thing is, you can't ignore the fact that even though you've changed, you're still Asian. Yeah. And so you think, how do you think your culture now today,
in me,
has like basically makes the way you are a mom?
I think it's changing a lot. It's changing a lot because I realized like some bad thing about our culture. Like we never listen to kids.
But now you are.
Yeah. So the kids have their perspective too. They sometimes they give you some really good idea, or you know, and because they were born from you, but doesn't mean you understand them. And especially the kid that combined by two culture. So those kids have to be listened more. So that's what I think.
Yeah, because when you think of like mixed. You think of like ethnic mixed, right? But I mean, in a way, like we're kind of mutts too. Like yes, of course, Vietnamese completely 100% genetically.
Yeah.
But I grew up here. You know, they say the banana.
Yeah.
The banana or coconut.
We keep saying, we always call you banana because you look yellow outside, but you're really white inside.
Yeah.
You know, so we keep make a joke of like that, but we didn't think about that.
So you think, so what I'm hearing is that you're like just being Asian, you're more aware of how you even just talk or listen and more aware of.
Yeah, and the way sometimes that one good thing you brought home many times you say, don't compare me to whoever.
Yeah.
But at that time, all our intent, that all Asian parents did. You know, say like, look at that girl, look at that boy. But our goal is to compare, to make you like fight harder to beat that person. But sometimes that could give us the different, totally opposite result.
Right.
Because that is just like you doesn't love them, you just like talk down on them, and that makes them feel bad.
And you're not on their side. You're not a team.
Yeah, you always think other people kid is better than them. You know, and that is the thing I think we should change big time.
Yeah.
And I make the mistake, you know, and I think like majority Asian parents make that mistake. Because we love you, but we shouldn't say that.
We shouldn't say that.
We shouldn't compare you guys with other kids. Because each of you have their own good thing, unique thing about you.
Well, when you compare to other people, you're not really comparing accurately. Because with your kid, you know the kid like a full circle. But with the other person, you only see one side of what, and actually not even one side. It's just what selectively their parent decided to share with you.
Yeah.
Because nobody's going to be like, oh, my kid had diarrhea for 5 days straight. But they're like, oh, my kid won the spelling bee. Or something like that.
That's true.
So another question is Bobby from Baton Rouge, Louisiana wants to know, why are you guys so strict?
Well, maybe because what we learn or what we in us when the day we were born, we should get used to it. And because we love you guys, so we strict in order to put your guy back to track. If you're out, back to track. You're out, put back in the track. So we think that the right thing to do. It's not strict, but we try to make sure you, just like a little puppy.
Yeah, on track.
You have to be on track.
Yeah.
Until
you're not getting in trouble.
No, if you got off, go back.
Yeah.
So until we feel like, okay, you big enough, you old enough, you like your brain is working good enough that we let you run wherever you want.
Yeah. What is your golden sheep for other Asian parents that may have, like where you were 6-7 years ago when I told you I'm going to do psychology, and you're like, what is that? That's not it's not being a doctor, an engineer, accountant, whatever. Yeah. Like if there's a parent that has a kid right now and they're like, I'm struggling. What can you tell that parent?
Let them do what they love, but make sure that they have capital to do it. They love it. So in order to know that, you have to listen to them. You listen to them, not just they tell you what they want to tell. No, you listen to them the way they talk about their career, about their future, that what their plan is, and also watching them to see if that what they mean. But don't get like against it right away.
Give it a chance.
Yeah, give them a chance. They will fail or they will succeed. They will know. The one will know.
Yeah.
You know, don't afraid like, oh, she become like that. That's what I did. The first thing that Asian parent is, when she done with school, will she get a good job?
Yeah.
Will she get good money?
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing. But like you said many times, do what you love and money will follow. Okay?
Yeah.
And I see that. And it doesn't mean you have to become doctor, you become pharmacist, you become lawyer, you become someone to be successful. You have to be happy with what you're doing. And it have to fit with your personality, with you.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, nobody can do what I am doing. But I'm good at it because I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it, and also it fit with my personal life.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I'm successful.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the 4-year degree like all your aunt and uncle, but I'm so proudly what I have today. You know, nobody can fire me.
Mm-hmm.
I still make good money. I live comfortable life. I raise a good kid.
Mm-hmm.
So what else does I want? I don't want anything. I just want you to be happy.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to be successful. But the most important, you have to be happy and you have to be healthy.
Mm.
A lot of kids become doctors, so what? Sick all the time, miserable all the time, no friend, totally isolated with the life out there.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want your kid like that.
The quality of life is not there.
Yeah, because all their time, their life, in medical school, practice to patient and all that, make good money, and then marry the beautiful wife. And that person, the wife, is the one using money, not your kid. You know, so they have to love it. They have to be volunteer to do it. Then you have to just do it because of you.
Yeah.
And then later, if you find out what happened to them, you'll feel even worse.
Mm-hmm.
So I think listen to the kid and see what they good at it.
Mm-hmm.
Support them. And I think like since the day that I listen to you more, we have less fight, and then I think I feel better to myself because that is your choice.
Yeah.
You know, anything you do, that is your choice. You're successful. I'm so happy. You know, and I'm also like not happy for you, but I'm happy that I did the right thing. Mm-hmm. I let you do what you want.
Yeah. And I think that's why passion is important. It's not just like, oh, I like something, so it makes you feel good, so you do it. Yeah. Passion will help you work towards it more consistently. Because if you care about it, you're going to put in the effort to be better. Even if you're not like naturally talented, as you would say, you're going to get there. Yeah. So I think that's important. And of course, like all the stuff that my mom's saying or the stuff that I'm even saying in this episode, we know that it takes time to change. Like people are not going to listen to this and then run and then change their whole life. It took like over 30 years for you to say like, hey, maybe I'm going to look at things differently, maybe, you know? So it takes time, but we hope that this will plant a seed in your family and your situation. Even if you're not Asian, if you're just a parent or even a child of just different cultures, but also the same still, that's the hardest, I think. Because like I look Asian, I'm Vietnamese, I can speak it, I can eat the food, but also I have this other blend happening inside of me because I grew up here and it's different. So my mom was really, really vulnerable in this. She's not like a camera in person, but she decided to be really vulnerable and share. How do you feel now at the end of this interview?
I feel good that I hope that I can help other parents that have problems just like me before. You know, believe in your kid and also listen to them. We know we live long. We have more experience. We fail and we stood up and we, keep going and we learn from that. But they are kids. They're not just, yet we're always there to protect them, but give them the freedom to talk, to express themselves. And through that, maybe you find something interesting and the relationship between parent and kid will be better. And your child will be the happier kid. And I think they will have the better future if they went to let them do what they love, what they like, what they wish they can do. They put effort and responsibility on what they want to do. More than we plan and we arrange things for them to do. And each of our kids have their own unique thing, and no other kid have. So
there's only one of them. There's only one of you,
and
you.
And only one of them, and that's your creation. You have to be happy. You have to be proud, and you have to support your creation. And one day you will have what I have.
And that's a wrap, Golden Chiefs.